G'day everybody. Welcome back to the show. Alibaba Jones here with probably the biggest news you've heard all year. Our teams have been working fairly relentlessly for a couple of years now, and it's not a surprise that we get to the point where we can execute Lucifer. Now, I say it tentatively because he is one of the most tenacious and wily cats you'll ever get your hands on. But what was really interesting is we hit him somewhere that he hasn't been hit before in his contracts, some 150 million of them. And as they were all disavowed and revoked, then he shrank as a person. And it may or may not be his final death, but what I think's going on is that he's no longer an effective individual. He's no longer management material. He's a big fat nothing. And I say this after scanning around for him after a couple of days. I can't find much of him, but the instances of him that I find are tiny and inconsequential. I'm hoping to do this again later today when we set up a mission against Moloch. And Moloch, if you're not up to date with who Moloch is, he's the Illuminati's servant. He's the one who runs every time somebody in the club does a spell. Every time they want something, they ask Moloch, and Moloch makes it happen. So if we can do the same sort of defanging of Moloch, if we can make him an ineffective individual, then what we expect is that the same will happen for the Illuminati. They won't have any more friends left to call on the other side. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, what you're watching today is the video we made immediately after that mission, because it is such big news. I should also let you know that I have a class coming at the end of January 28th when it starts. It's a year-long course, and it trains people to do the kind of work that we're doing. So if you want to be doing what we're doing, sign up for that class, put your name into my website somewhere, and you'll be invited to the course. So all of that being said, thank you very much, and bye for now.
I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Wow, this was a massive mission. This was a massive mission. And I don't think we'll see another one like it, though maybe we will, maybe we won't. But I did want to bring everybody here so that we could tell you about it, because way more happened than I can possibly remember or possibly tell you about. So I'll backtrack and go back to the last mission we did, and then this mission will make sense. Right? So the false light matrix had multiple anchors on the globe. And yesterday it was, we flew out there and we pulled up the last anchor and the massive black cube technology that was anchored to the Earth from it, and all of the feed lines that go back to a galactic location. Because Earth is being siphoned to whatever end we're not even clear. However, what we did was we cut those siphon lines and then dissolved the fist, is the only word I can describe it, that punched into Earth and was able to connect and withdraw everything. I did all the work to dissolve that, that last part of the lead-in, and The rest of the team did a lot of work dissolving everything that all of the feed lines, everything that was anchored by that fist. It's the only way to describe it. Emotionally, it had all of the finesse of a fist. But we took that out, and the clip off is still here. The false light matrix is still here. So what do we find? It's being held in by demonic contract. And we started to dissolve some demonic contract when we came to the greatest perpetrator of all of demonic contract, Lucky Luke himself. We got him into a courtroom with the intelligence of Mother Earth and the sun as well to back her up, I should say. And I don't remember all of the contracts we found. Do you guys want to tell that story?
There was the contract between scientists and the manufacturing of drugs. So hopefully we can go back to more plant medicine.
Lucky Luke was involved in that.
There was millions of others.
Millions of souls captured.
Yeah, and we were able to return them to a rehabilitation program run by Mother Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poverty. There were 79 million contracts, or a little bit over 79 million, specific to humanity, specific to humans.
And 150 million all together.
Yeah, and another 75 odd million that were related to all of the other mystical beings here, be they angelic, alien, mystical, magical, whatever the hell they were.
And dragons.
Yeah, lots of dragon. It managed to suppress the extra dimensional dragons that are here on Earth. He managed to suppress the giants that are here on Earth. There were contracts relating to giants. There were contracts relating to the Pleiadians and the Arcturians. There were
everyone, just everything and everyone.
Yeah.
And I
It
was like 90% of all the contracts seemed like it belonged to only 10% of them.
Yeah, he had massive numbers of contracts to do with the Illuminati and the elites. Like, they seem to be just doing handshake deals over anything and everything. And just the amount of paper that came through with 150 million contracts was obscene. And Gaia was complaining a lot that, like, what have you done to me? Why would you leave me with all this paperwork? And she looked like an accountant who's been banished to the basement until she's finished. It was not cool. It was not cool, but I don't know any other way for it to be handled.
They were hidden in Ziploc bags. They were hidden in hidden pockets behind.
Any way you could hide something, it's the way it was hidden.
Yeah, pocket dimensions, underneath his fur, in his aura, in sigils, like, you name it. It was he hid them there. And
there was some to the galactic AI who was very upset.
Yeah, they had a few too.
Well, look, I count it as a good day when you upset the galactic AI.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was a sorting process of what appeared to be batteries were actually souls. So those were taken to one place, contracts to another, a dissolving pool for the demons. And just this, it went on and on and on, just sorting and sorting and sorting until, well, we're not sure if we're complete, but we're close to being complete.
And I can't believe it, but a lot of the demons jumped into the dissolving pool voluntarily after we took everything from them.
Yeah, if I don't have this contract, who am I? It's like they just lost their life savings at the casino and then go jump off the bridge.
Yeah. But en masse.
Yeah.
And they're marked any stragglers are marked.
Yeah, we've got another program that's hunting down. We have a sort of a list of all the demons in existence, and so we just want to make sure that there's no extras or stragglers or strays that we find through these contracts.
Well, that many pieces of paper, there were a lot of tree souls that were reclaimed as well. So she guy's happy about that, even though it's a lot of paper.
Yeah, well,
Also from Saturn, we got a lot of contracts off of Saturn. I remember that.
What did you see from Ireland?
I saw contracts that were coming out of Ireland, which I thought that was strange. From Mecca.
Yeah,
I
that
saw
was not a surprise.
Vatican was a big
Yeah.
one too.
The Summer Palace, so the Winter Palace in Beijing.
Oh, yeah.
There's another one. There's another palace in Tokyo they came out of. Like, it seems like all rulership needs to make some sort of deal with Lucky Luke himself.
Mm.
By the
In
end, he was
Washington, D.C. In Washington, D.C., I saw some
Yeah.
and by the
contracts
end he
coming
was
out.
on the floor on a ball crying, and it was awesome.
There's a lot coming out of the underworld as well.
Well, it was beyond just our solar system as well. Like when we got to the part where somebody was asking, do we want to keep going? Like I'm seeing it like way beyond. I kind of I saw a vortex kind of form like around the sun. And so like there was an interesting point of, oh, I don't know what to call that. I was using it as a point of purity cleansing though. So like as you guys were pulling things in from outside the solar system, like I was setting intentions to clean and purify within. And that extends to, not only Gaia, but all the other planets as well. So I have a whole list of intentions of clarity and purification that was part of that as well. So that was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, and we also came across some contracts to supply slaves outside of our solar system and body parts that they were particularly interested in. Like it's just
the human
yeah,
side.
yeah, no, human trafficking on an industrial scale.
Yeah. And the thing about these contracts is that they think that gives them permission to do whatever. And so going along with their belief, the contracts no longer exist.
What's funny is I've got a really big question mark about this. They are following a code. They are following a legal system. Right? That's why they don't do anything without a contract, without some sort of legal backing or legal right, I think is the word. I don't know, some paper that says they can do it, but they won't do anything without paper. And it really boggles me because, like, for clearly not just unethical, like ethicsless group seems to think that this is a replacement for that, or this is a necessary thing. Where when you look at it, you sort of see barbarians at the gate, and they'll bite into anything that they can get their hands on. But then you have this legal question that really boggles me, like why paper to them is power, and I don't understand it. Like there's something about they're following a legal code that we don't have access to, or we haven't been educated on. Right? It's a very, very strange phenomenon.
Yeah.
But yeah, for them contracts are everything. But as soon as you expose them to the light, they're all invalid. Fundamentally, because Earth is a free will zone, and every contract is specifically designed to limit your free will. Therefore, it is invalidated by its presence here.
Feels like a mechanism of some kind of narcissistic game. So I think it's really empowering that we're shining light on all of this on a lot of levels.
Yeah, well said.
On some level, people have to agree with a contract or a blood oath or whatever it is. Most of us
Yes.
don't know that we've agreed to it, of course.
Well, yeah, and in my private, like there's overt ones where you're standing, under the full moon, shouting at the sky and cutting your hand open and giving blood to the altar of a demon god. Like there's those overt ones, but these guys are also really, really sneaky. They'll find you at your lowest moment.
Yeah.
They'll find you at your weakest point and go, "Do you just want a friend?"
Yeah.
And they'll say it to you subconsciously, just whisper it in your mind. And when you say yes to it, right to go, let's get started. I'm the friend who's going to take all of your happiness, all of your joy, and turn it into misery and sad. But all they go is, "Would you like a friend? Do you want some help?" That's how it starts. And from that first contract, they then write this. They make up all of the other contracts that they're into.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal thing to understand, to see and understand.
Yeah. Very subtle. I don't think of it as permission anymore. I think of it as trickery and
It's
playing
a
on.
scam.
Yeah, it's a scam.
It's a scam.
Well, when you look at what the so-called elites, the WEF, UN, the WHO, our governments, if you haven't objected to something,
Yeah.
then you've accepted it,
Right.
which and people don't know that there was something there they had to object to.
Yeah. Like the UN.
So that's what it is.
Well,
It's
look,
just
yeah. Well, it's a double-pronged thing, because silence is consent, but also once you object to it, you acknowledge that it's true. So therefore, it's already happened, and there's nothing you can do about it. And the other choice is to agree, which is also not helpful. But they seem that, for whatever reason, they seem to think that covering their legal bases is important to them, and I don't. Yeah, there's a why that is still a puzzle. However, we're still able to act within that system, and we cleared. Lucifer had 150 million contracts with the Earth, and we don't know what happens now, but it's quite likely to be a very, very big deal.
I think it's worth mentioning that we smashed his skull.
Well,
Had to ensure that
yeah.
no further interference would be possible, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, look, and I lent you Thor's hammer to do that. Thanks, Lenny. That was an awesome job. But after that, I saw him collapse, and I just thought, too good to be true. But, too good to be true. However, like, over the millennia that he's been collecting contracts, right? Every contract is kind of like, oh, that person's will, that person's strength, this person's fervor, and I want that person's flexibility. And what he's done with each contract is just add to himself and become a much greater, bigger, stronger, greater being than he would otherwise have been. But losing 150 million contracts, he went from, 50-foot 50-foot megalith to 2-foot tall thing that was
Goblin.
running for its life. A goblin who was running for its
Goblin.
life. Yeah, goblin's the perfect word for him. He's just an overgrown goblin. That's how we understand Lucifer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so maybe in that state, a good crack on the head with Thor's hammer would make all the difference, would finalize it. But I've seen Lucifer's corpse before, and still he lives on. So this chapter's not close. Like, this is not the first time I've seen Lucifer's corpse. So and it turned out to be, again, too good to be true. But we are getting to a space where these things are feasible. These options are open to us, and these actions are what's are being taken. You'll love it. Yeah,
Well,
I just wanted to. Yeah.
Everything I do is about being across all lifetimes, timelines, spaces, dimensions, and realities. So those are the frequencies I'm bringing to the table. Let's hope for the best and believe it's possible.
Well, look, I just wanted to say, yay, team! Like death to Lucifer. It's a great victory, and I just wanted to share it with you all.
Just one thing there, Alabar, that perhaps we could all look at how to null and void all these contracts that are done in secrecy, that people don't actually know about them. But as you said, by ourselves.
Unelected representatives in a room making agreements about all of us and not telling us. Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like another mission, bro.
Because it can't possibly be lawful.
Yeah, we don't want another Lucifer to build up.
Well, I actually think you're really onto it there, because they do like to have their legal ducks in a row before they take action. And if we can undermine that, then that will paralyze them until they can get all those idiots in a room to make the same agreements again.
Mm.
Put it on the list.
Yeah, but idiots, collaborators, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, if there's any of them watching, your time will come, mate. We're coming for you. Yeah. Anyway, anything else anyone wants to say before we go?
Pretty in pink.
That's right. Every demon that came into the courtroom, we sprayed them with pink paint with glitter in it.
Yeah, and sprinkles.
Yeah, with sprinkles of glitter. It was
you
beautiful.
Can't escape the sprinkles, sorry.
Yeah, just so we can mark them. And I think that's why so many of them suicided directly afterwards, you know. it's like the demonic tar and feathering that you'll never live down.
I like to call the glitter sparkle farts in my unicorn.
What?
Yeah, right.
Incredible.
You never have too many sparkle farts, do you? And on that note, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you around. Bye for now.
Okay. Right.
I think that we've all had enough. Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.